Okay, so in God at F, we're talking about a taxi fare Y can be determined by the equation y equals 50 hundredths x plus 3 and 50 hundredths, where x is the number of miles traveled. So the first thing I would suggest doing is labeling your y and your x's. What does my y represent? Taxi fare, which is what? Your money, right? Your cost of your taxi. So I would write cost, and we always know cost is labeled in dollars. And my x represents what?
Miles.
Yep, x is the number of miles, so I'm going to put miles on bottom. So now I need to graph my equation. So I need to find my slope, and I need to find my y-intercept. Okay? My slope is what?
50 cents.
It's 50 cents. Are we used to writing slope as a decimal?
No.
So how could I rewrite that?
1/2.
50 hundredths is the same as 1/2. Okay, so let's say m is 1/2. Okay, if we find b is my y-intercept, which is what? 3 and 50 hundredths. Okay, we're going to graph my y-intercept first. And a y-intercept, if it's on the y-axis, my x is always what? So this is the y-axis. What is your x always right there? 0, right? So my point would be 0, 5. And then my y is the y-intercept, right? So I go 0 up to 3.5. That's about right there. Okay, so there's your y-intercept. Then my slope is what from there? 1/2. So how many do I rise? Good, because it's rise over run. So I rise 1 from there, so I'd be about 4.5, and then I run how many? How many do you run? 2. Okay, so you're over 1, 2. You put a dot. So from that point, I rise how many? 1, and then I run how many? 1, 2. Put a dot. I rise how many? And I run how many? So I put a dot. Then I can connect my dots with a straight line. That is how you graph it. Okay? So I've done F now. Now I need to interpret my slope and the y-intercept. There's 2 different ways you could interpret this slope. So first of all, if I use my fraction way, which is what we're used to, my fraction was 1 over 2. It's always y over x, so what's my label for y? Dollars. And what's my label for x? Miles. So I would interpret this as $1 per 2 miles. Or, if I use the decimal, you would say that it's, what's my y label? Dollars. So 50 cents per mile. Those both mean the same thing. 50 cents per mile or $1 per 2 miles. Okay? And then we also have to interpret our y-intercept. So my y-intercept is 350. What does that mean? My starting cost is $3.50, right? No matter if I went like 1 mile, 2 miles, I have to start at $3.50 because that's the initial cost that it's going to cost me to rent a taxi. So my initial cost is $3.50, and then it's just going to increase by there, no matter how, depending on the number of miles I go. So my starting cost is $3.50. Questions? Okay. Your homework assignment is on that same page, And you're going to do guided practice number 1 and 2. So page 202, 1 and 2.